agencies from the region and hundreds of first responders, firefighters, police, and emergency specialists that work together incredibly well across multiple agencies to address this fire, and with minimal damage. Four of the buildings here at the Bexley apartment complex were damaged. Could have been much, much worse, but for the very rapid response from our first responders here in Cedar Park, as well as our neighboring cities. We have assets from across the state and the region helping us to further put out the fire today, including aviation assets from the Texas A&M Forest Service. And so I'm just very proud and very grateful for all the hard work and preparation that our fire chief and others have put in over the years to prepare for exactly this kind of eventuality. I'm very proud of the very, very hard work and very long night that our first responders put in. And I hope everyone else shares that appreciation. And also keep in mind that we did have a lot of people here lose their home. And we're very grateful that the American Red Cross has been on site since last night, assisting them. And for all the other members of our community that are willing and able to help, we're very grateful for that. I'm going to let our fire chief, James Malliner, talk a little more about the specifics of where we're at with containing the fire and the amazing work of our professionals. Chief?
Thank you, Mayor. I just want to start by thanking all of the area and regional partners that came and assisted us with this fire. Overnight, firefighters made significant efforts in fighting the Parmer Lane Fire. There was no forward movement overnight. We were able to contain 60% of the fire overnight. Firefighters protected the Whitestone Landing townhomes and the apartment complex all night long. Go ahead and with a detailed report, we have 4 buildings in the Bexley complex. Building 10 has been totally destroyed. Buildings 9, 11, and 12 have partial damage. Firefighters will continue operations today and work towards ultimate containment of this fire. We expect to see smoke and aircraft and fire apparatus in the area all day long. We're asking that residents that do not live in the landing or the apartment complex do not come. We need everyone to avoid this area. We will continue to have aviation resources from the A&M Forest Service. Happy to report there's only been 2 minor injuries, and both are fine. We are going to allow the residents of the landing and of the Beckley apartments to start returning home immediately after this broadcast. We are asking, though, that they take caution. There's a lot of burned out areas around their homes. There's damage around their homes. We don't want people getting injured, so they need to take caution. They also need to take caution because we will have firefighting activities going on in both neighborhoods all day today. The Red Cross is assisting those impacted and displaced by the fire. This is a developing situation, and we plan our next briefing with the media at 3:30 p.m. Do you have any questions?
Yeah, how many people are actually lost their homes in this?
There's 24 units in Building 10, and that building is a total loss. The other buildings, we're going to be working with maintenance and PEC and fire crews to restore power to those buildings one at a time, and we'll let those residents go in after we deem those 3 buildings safe. So I can't give you a total number. I can just tell you right now, Building 10, all 24 units are destroyed.
Why is it important for people to stay away? You're asking people to avoid this area. We know it's heavily trafficked. We know a lot of people over here, but why are you asking them to stay away?
That's exactly it. The traffic's going to be heavy enough. I'm still moving fire apparatus around. People who don't belong here come, they run over my fire hoses, they get in my way, the way of my firefighters. We're just asking that the citizens do the right thing. If you don't live here, please stay away. We will be releasing photos and video online on social media, which then y'all can also share. If they want to see it, they can see it that way, and just please avoid the area.
How did you make the progress overnight? What kind of activity was happening?
Overnight, we had both 2 dozer crews and multiple fire crews in the fire area, in addition to all the units that were protecting the apartments and the condos. So it was a joint effort from all the agencies that responded, and we worked all night long to get from that 0% at yesterday's briefing to 60% containment right now.
Describe what those dozers were doing to help.
So the dozers create a containment line. They can dig down under the dirt. And what we're trying to do is prevent brush, roots, anything from burning underneath and coming up on the other side. We're also trying to make a wide enough area between the lines that they make and the wet that we put down adjacent to that, where we feel that the area is safe. The biggest thing, this is a very wooded, heavy area where we would not have any access if it wasn't for those dozer lines.
So to be clear, the buildings that were damaged, people, it's okay to go back in, it's safe?
Residents of Bexley Building 10 cannot come back right now. They have no access to their building. Buildings 9, 11, and 12, we will allow access as we deem those buildings safe, working with Bexley Management, PEC, and the fire department. So buildings 1 through 8, you're going to be able to get into right now almost immediately. The condos, you're going to be able to get in almost immediately. People who live in buildings 9, 11, and 12 are going to have to work with us. It's going to be an ongoing process throughout the day.
Describe to us how this fire started. I know it was a grass fire, but how did the...
I do not have a cause of the fire at this time. We are still investigating.
Can you say that the fire jumped from the grass to the apartments?
Yes, it started as a grass fire. It encroached on the buildings by going from grass to trees. Those trees were very close to the buildings or even touching the roof in a couple cases. So it made its laddering fuels. It went from low to medium to high and then went to the building.
Is there something about the apartment buildings that made them flammable? Do they have wooden porches or balconies?
Yeah, the apartment complex is built to standards, but every home, every apartment complex still has soffits, it still has attic venting. There's so many ways that even embers could have blown in, and I can't guess right now on exactly the cause of the structure fires.
And you said there were 24 units in Building 10. Were there also 24 units in Building 9, 11, and 12?
I believe so. I don't have that in front of me.
Okay. And do we know if park trails are closed as well?
Which?
Any trails in the surrounding area? Trails,
Yes. Yes, so the city has closed some trails in the area in an effort to keep people away.
And some of the businesses as well will remain closed until later today, or as those will open as safety deems appropriate.
Yes, sir.
I know. For those folks that were displaced, can you just remind them where they can go to get help and what they should be doing at this time?
Yep, the Red Cross is available to assist them. We also have a shelter at Hill Country Bible Church on Little Elm and 620. And we are sending that information through Beckley Management, and we can also send that through our city. So we're getting that information to those residents.
I know they say 90% of wildfires are human caused. I know you're still investigating, but any idea on what might have been the initial spark?
We have I'm not guessing. We have no idea of the cause of the fire at this time. We need some time to investigate that.
But I think it's important for everybody to understand that with a summer like we've had, with this kind of heat and the kind of wind we had yesterday, that this is a danger that has always been present. It's worse than it ever has been this summer, and it's quite likely to be worse in the future if you look at the scientific evidence out there. So it's really important that every community continues to work on ways to prevent fire and to mitigate the risks from it. And our city, I'm very proud of how hard Chief has worked on fire mitigation and education for our residents and the people who live and work here on how they can reduce fire close to their structures. And so we'll be putting out more information as a city today and in the future on how you can make sure your home is as safe as possible from wildfire, because this is a danger that we're going to have to continue to live with for a long time, and but it's also very, very preventable.
Can you say the two people had minor injuries? Who were they, civilians or firefighters?
No, they were both first responders.
Can you say what type of injuries?
One was a heat-related injury, and one had debris in their eye.
Do we know if all residents were notified, whether or not they were here at the time or no?
We did a reverse 911 notification yesterday to ask all the residents of Beckley Apartments and the Landing to evacuate. We also went door to door, police and fire, banging on every door, trying to get everyone to evacuate. So we did evacuation through 2 different means, and we'll be using that same 911 reverse notification to let them back in after we're done here. And then also the Beckley Apartments is contacting their residents directly to let them know they can start coming back.
So everybody was evacuated from 9, 10, 11, 12, those buildings?
No, we evacuated the entire complex, the businesses outside the complex, and the condo complex.
As far as mutual aid goes, do you think that worked or helped in this situation? I believe y'all mentioned that last night about mutual aid.
Yeah, we're part of an auto aid group within Travis and Williamson County. That system, I would say, worked flawlessly. We were able to get all the resources we asked for. We had personnel from Southeast Travis County, from Westlake, all the way north into Williamson County, and everyone worked very well together. We're interoperable. We all can talk on the same radio channels, so the system worked very well.
Is this the biggest fire Cedar Park has ever had? Fire
This-
that destroyed the most property?
Possibly. We had a bigger fire in 2011 that's destroyed one full apartment building, half of another, and singed a third. So this is probably the second biggest fire in my tenure here, and I've been with Cedar Park for 27 years.
I know it's cold right now, but how are the fire crews holding up in the heat? I know we're expected it to be in the triple digits today.
So we have medical staff on scene that they're going through rehab. We're making sure that they're hydrated, they're fed, they get electrolytes, and we're also rotating crews out. We don't have every fire crew from Cedar Park here at the same time at this point. We did yesterday, but we'll rotate our crews out to keep them out of the heat. We're also doing 8-hour rotational shifts with our auto and mutual aid partners right now to prevent them from being out here all day.
When it comes to like resources like water, is there any specific area y'all are pulling from?
We're just using our city water system, and it's held up fantastically. We have had no water issues. We've had all the water we needed to fight this fire. Thank y'all very much. We'll see y'all at 3:30.
Is there any way like a full camera could go in and get damage?
No, we're gonna send that to y'all that we took, but we're not bringing anyone in to do pictures right now.
I'm gonna take this so I get it all spread right. Thank you.
I'll give you my card too if that's helpful. I got a humdinger.
Can you say how residents of 9 of Dallas?
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah, you
Can you
bet.
say
And where's your ring?